to be the one that is going to send them on their way. I just sent him the word. We got KazooieGirl on the left. We got AkitakaTsuya, aka Akitaka, aka Axel on the right side. Again, it's the same rules as last time. We got the link up in chat for you. They're going to have 5 total resets again for each one of the heats here in the best of 5. You see the empty coins are going to represent how many wins they have per best of 5 here. And again, there are 2 tonight, so we'll be here for hopefully a good little bit. Last time it was 2 straight 3-0s, man. It was crazy fast last week. They're off and running. Best of luck, everybody. Woo! So you see 2 items in the rooms. I should say the first item room only is going to have these 2 items. Oh, hello, KazooieGirl's off and running here. Assuming that we get through all those spiders. Wow, cheap shot. You can run out with those. That's fine. She's got Contagion and is off and running. Oh, excuse me. And like I said, there are going to be 2 items in the first item room here. They obviously get to re-roll whatever they want to, so you get a nice choice of 4 items right off the bat. There is a reset limit, and that was kind of our offset for it. Akitaka's still rolling around here. Looks like having pretty much no luck getting rolling. Well, except for pooping everywhere.
Start is interesting. With this rule set, I can understand wanting to try it. But given that was still her first one, I think I would have tried for something else.
I was kind of considering it too. Like, if you're looking at me as the racer, I'm gonna take that honestly because that's a good enough for me item. Like, I can make that work. And, you know, maybe not the greatest thing, especially with those spiders causing all that damage. I may have considered the reset even heavier right then. Like, because that hurt. Look, she's sitting on 1 red heart right now. That actually hurts a lot more than you'd think, especially under pressure of being in a race and, you know, so on and so forth. And, yeah, I don't know. Like, I may have considered the resets, like you said. That's a kind of 50-50 for me, though. I'd be okay with either. And here's her health back, so she's all good.
That's full heal, yeah, she'll be fine with that.
Yeah, exactly. And on the note, here's Axel still trying. Akitaka, sorry, see, I'm doing it too, because I know him by his real name. This is how
I would be half tempted to take that crack the sky for him. That's a tough call.
But it worked out.
Taking the blank card.
Yeah, this is the question again. I can see this working maybe later on. I'm not sure I take it right away just off of the assumption that maybe you don't get cards. You know, maybe you have nothing that you can use it with. But again, if you take it right away and you get nothing but things to, you know, Emperor card right off the bat, well, you're going to have a nice little run. But again, good luck. There's how many cards, there's how many pills, you know, etc., etc. There's so much stuff.
I mean, even if he pulls a decent damage up card, that's still not a great situation for him. If he pulls up an Empress or anything like that, it's still going to be a little bit rough.
Yeah, Larry Jr., though, right off the bat, so at least he doesn't need any sort of damage up. If it was what KazooieGirl's fighting, for example, here, I would have probably at least... how many resets did he even have left? He's got to be down pretty low, because I wasn't counting
I think he had 2 left.
Yeah, 1 or 2 was my count, just off of guessing. But yeah, with working this enemy, you're not really looking too much trouble, I say, as he almost gets walked into for a second time.
This is an interesting boss arena for Bandage Man for KazooieGirl. I have not actually seen this one with the black poops in it before.
Oh wow, I didn't notice those were black poops.
As many times as I've had to do this fight, I've never seen the black poop bandage room.
That is kind of crazy. I never noticed that either. I especially didn't notice that those were dark poops just because I'm further away from this TV and it has terrible color on it, but that is kind of crazy. Yeah, I've seen it with 4 normal poops, but not with dark ones. That's a weird randomization. So let's see, a little...
That's real helpful, getting that extra little bit of damage, that extra stun time, so that bandages run around, not do anything. Pentagram up, there's some nice damage.
Question is, though, she's going to regret not taking... Yeah, and you saw it, too. Like, re-rolling one of the guppy items into another one kind of hurts.
If that had been the other way, she'd be real pleased with
yeah, that's the worst part to it, is that, again, if it showed up as the paw first, she could have picked it up, used it, set it down, and then re-rolled it, and it could have turned into Guppy's Guppy's hairball. Couldn't think of the word. Jeez, yeah, tail. That's totally a tail. We have cats. We have cats. We know better than this. Case in point, they're all up in the middle of the top of the screen, by the way. But yeah, could have turned out so much better, and then to see it roll out one of the actual guppy items for another guppy item, yeah, it's useful, but it's still a slap in the face at the same point. Like, at that point, I don't know, give me knife, give me brimstone instead to not make me feel so bad about the situation. Which, again, anybody would want that, let's be super honest.
Yeah. Getting 2 guppy pieces early on, and I mean, she even went back to check her cursed room with all of her soul hearts, just hoping to find something out of a red chest in there. Another guppy piece would have been great. Plan C would have been probably the biggest slap in the face possible there.
Jeez, let's not even consider stuff like that, because remember, Ed, like, and we've seen the GIF rolling around recently too, because I kind of resurrected. Oh wow, yeah, I saw what you just saw too. A little bit of spirit of the hype, if you will. Where's Lockhat when you need him? Plus a damage up from, well, and stats up, I should say, in general, from the magic
mushroom for the damage multiplier and everything else off of that.
It's that damage multiplier that's so huge.
Pickup. I don't disagree with the spirit take there, since he's gotten rid of the D6.
You know, I don't either. I to be honest with you, I kind of don't ever really disagree with it, especially for the early on flight. I'm huge about being able to be in centers of rooms kind of like this, or to go over mushrooms like Akitaka is doing at the moment with his flight, making very good use of that and spectral tears.
If he'd still had his D6, I definitely would say that he would have needed to push for something harder there.
I agree. I would have definitely rolled
up some damage to go with his magic mushroom damage multiplier would have been fantastic.
Yep, getting anywhere up around 9 or 10. Yeah.
Flight isn't a bad thing to have early on. It's not. It's not like something to be super upset about in that situation. Aside from, oh no, I don't have more damage to actually go faster. That's the biggest problem.
And we got Jim Drizzle's tie wrapped around Akitaka's head now, as we got some bloody lust over on the right side. And not that I can barely see this, but oh geez, nice dodge over there by KazooieGirl on the left, as she is slightly ahead still. For anybody wondering what's going on at the moment, she does have the very slight advantage as we're speaking, if I am not mistaken.
I think I personally would have even picked up the Void there as Akitaka.
That's, man, yeah, I don't know, because like I said, it's a tough call for me just on the, if you do get something, there's a huge if involved with this space use item. But like you said, it's big.
It's the passive bonuses that you can be getting from that, from the Void, could be really cool. And if you'd eaten the card there, being able to use the Emperor card effect, if you got an Emperor card, for example, for the blank card, being able to do that every 6 rooms would have been kind of nice.
Agreed. And again, like you said, you can make use, if you take the Void, of the blank card still at that point. It's, you know, you just have to remember it's there.
And he gets the 33% devil deal with his meat cube now. Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh, yikes.
I'm as shocked as you on this one, actually, that he kind of...
Oh, man, I don't know. That's hard.
Do you
Only
take
having
it?
2 hearts left.
Yeah. But do you take it knowing full well that, again, we changed up angel rooms or god deals, whatever you want to call them. We changed those up so that you're guaranteed to get items in them. And remember, if you kill off the statue in there, 2 items. Now, here's the problem. That's pointless for Akitaka because he doesn't have his D6 anymore, so a key is still a key, and we don't need it because we're only going through the chest. Which does not mean we need to kill off Megastan. I should probably elaborate on that. You have to kill Blue Baby.
Yeah.
Kind of occurred to me they're in the same place, so I want to elaborate on that. That's the small things in life.
The mostly worthless anemic pickup for Kazooie, not the item that you're hoping to find in your item room at all.
Again, though, with the amount of soul hearts and everything she has, at least you could make some use of it, and we're talking minimalistic use of it, but it's there. It's there.
That's also considering she doesn't get really bad bosses that literally can't even be touched by the anemic blood itself.
Cough, cough, Mask of Infamy, cough, cough. I'm thinking of mostly you.
Mask of Infamy, Hollow.
There's quite a few. Mama Gertie even wouldn't be touched by it.
Yep.
I don't think. Well, some of the things in Mom's Heart.
D6 recently. Really hoping to see a battery drop. She's going to take that before the boss. That's perfect. Exactly what she needed to see. And
here's the problem,
though. Fallen.
Yep, no reroll on the D6 though for the Fallen, just in case you wind up with
she mashed when she went in.
Yeah, she mashed it. Yeah, So now she doesn't have the reroll in case, because you're going to get a Devil Deal item out of the Fallen boss fight for anyone that doesn't know. Oof.
And she has a really good chance of getting her Devil Deal here by itself.
And by the way, speaking of fights where the anemia doesn't matter in the slightest bit, here's one where you have a flying boss. Ooh, free ceremonial robes though. I'll wind up taking those any day.
Not bad. That's
for the health she lost. I'll take it.
Not something to re-roll. Yeah, that is definitely something I would be keeping.
And what's Akitaka going back looking for here? I didn't see. He never got his item room, did he? No, he did not, as he finds it right there and answers my question. Thank you very much. Jeez.
Easy enough.
It's like it heard me or something.
This game listening? Nah, it never does that.
Only every now and then, and it's mostly just like, oh, you wanted an item? Yeah, no. Much in the same situation as, well, how many keys is Akitaka rolling with?
Lump of coal. Oh,
oof.
no.
Yeah, no luck here. But again, ceremonial ropes for KazooieGirl. She's on her way down to the depths. So again, slight advantage here. As you're noticing on the right, Akitaka kinda, sorta doing the same thing. Ooh, and he's got dinks. Cough, cough, wheeze, wheeze. You know what I mean. No, that is not what it means, by the way, folks. just for clarity's sake, that is not what it's referencing by dank depths.
And Aki has dropped the blank card. I
oh, jeez, I didn't even see it. I paid no attention to that.
Picking up the pinking shears, a really good DPS item.
I've always loved it.
I just feel like, I really don't agree with the blank card early there. It's just too much of crapshoot taking it on the first floor, especially before seeing any of your devil deals
or any cards.
Mean, you almost have before you have any card whatsoever. Like even if he'd had at least a stars card, I could see something then. Because if you get good mapping, good map layouts, you could be teleporting to your item room, and it could be 2 rooms away from your boss room on most floors.
And
you're sitting really pretty at that point.
Speaking of cards, he finally gets one. It's useless in the not useless, but it's a 2 of hearts. Yeah. It's not going to help in the way that an Emperor card, a Hierophant, for example, would have helped with a blank card. But nonetheless, hey, he found a card finally after dropping it.
Yeah, you got to blow up the beggar there. Good call.
Good
That's
call.
Going to up his devil deal chance.
Which you can see on the left-hand side.
Oh man, that's tough. He needs the damage up on his build because he's got so little damage so far, but... Well, alright, he's got the pinking shears for the boss. I was thinking of the soul heart to protect his boss chance. Or
his body would run over there. There we go.
There it is.
And speaking of the soul heart, Toodles. Oh, get back here where the body can help. That's evil. That's the one problem with bosses like this, is they'll disappear and the body just kind of chills on the other side of the screen, not knowing. Pinky for some memories.
And he gets through the fight, no problem.
And,
oh, God, another guppy piece, too.
And still had to pass it just because. At that point, why take it?
Yep, exactly. I mean, he's gotten through a fair number of other items in his Devil Deal pool, but he also doesn't have the D6 to continue rolling for other pieces. That's
agreed.
Rough.
And that's where it makes it very tough to go into a Devil Deal, already knowing you've gotten one guppy piece to show up and thinking, oh, please, just don't give me another one. I'm going to feel so terrible about having just left the other one behind, especially, like you said, without the D6. It puts you in a terrible position there.
Yeah, and not to mention he might also be wanting to save up some of his health to take a better advantage later on of his meat cube. He might be going damaging orbital strats later on, which I absolutely agree with. And I feel like that's the safe, smart play here because his meat cube is going to do a ton of damage.
And so will Daddy Longlegs, which he just picked up. So that'll help out exactly what you were just talking about. You can go in, let the shadow follow you. Here. Very nice find. Ooh, barely dodged over on KazooieGirl's side. Very nice room there.
KazooieGirl picking up the Capricorn in her item room, by the way. Nice little tier to lay down. The first tiers up that she's gotten on her whole run.
Which that is kind of frightening. I didn't even... Ooh, jeez. Speaking of, now let's take on Sister Vis, trying to catch up to Akitaka, who's now barely taken over the lead here as he's down to his depths too. Ugh, I hate that. I hate those brimstones.
KazooieGirl's build just has not gotten going nearly as much, even as Akitaka's has. And honestly, well, all right. You know what? I actually forgot something earlier. The Magic Mush... Yeah, I definitely would have taken the champion's belt in that situation.
Oh, yeah, good point. The multiplier. Yep. Duh. Of course. Because, again, it's damage up and you're not thinking much about it, but when you get the multiplier attached to it, it makes it a little bit more worthwhile to at least consider. And, again, he didn't have to spend any hearts
I feel like she needs a Devil Deal here. She gets one, and it is... Oh,
well,
man. Oh, I mean, you're only going to get to skip one floor with a shovel.
It's a little late for that shovel, I agree. Dark Bomb, no question. I mean, hey, he's health all the way through, assuming. So you take him, zero question. The shovel, again, you can't skip depths too, where she is right now, and Akitaka is as well, because you miss out on your Polaroid, and we're going through the chest, aka the blue baby, not all the way through. But you need your Polaroid to get up there, and you can't skip depths 2 because of it. So they both have to fight through this. She's going to be able to skip Womb 1, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, skip it. I mean, maybe that Womb 1 skip is all she'll need, but at the same time, I feel like she could make up for that more by having the D6 and
and just one other item showing up. Exactly. Like, or even in all the way when you get to the chest. Once you get to there, having the D6, and let's say you get 4 just terrible items at the beginning, but you're still very even with Akitaka like she is right now. What if that D6 could have made all the difference and like, oh, here's Polyphemus, here's a knife, here's, you know, so on and so forth, and the rest just would have been, you know, history as it was written. You never know, but it's one of those where, like you said, maybe it's that one floor makes all the difference. Right now, it's about the health, though. She has 1 red heart remaining.
Yeah, being down to 1 red heart, she's taken a fair amount of damage in the last few rooms. But that contagion is putting in some work in this room with all the splitting enemies.
And thank goodness for that, because this room can take forever. Ooh, Blue Mom for Akitaka.
Especially with a subpar build like she's rocking right now. Super Ball for her, not too bad. Blue Mom fight over on Akitaka's side.
Let's see, Arcade if she wants it, at least we can gamble. She does have 10 cents, but the question is how bad do you want to pick up some extra health or have a chance at it here?
I do like the addition of a lot of the new trinkets in Afterbirth Plus. Things like the Super Ball, which is typically a tears effect that you find off of the rubber cement. Being able to just get that as a random trinket instead of finding it on the run, needing to find it on the run if you want that effect. I really like that. There's also the Tooth Shot trinket, which I can't remember the name of right now.
And I forget what was the...
really nice little bonuses for the build.
Called? There was also a Poison Shot one that I'm not sure is Afterbirth Plus, and maybe regular Afterbirth. And I've always been kind of key on Poison Shot. A lot of people give it crap. Oh, it's only like 2 damage a tick. It's like, well, yeah, but have you ever tried to poison something to death and never shot it again? Because believe me, you can do this. Like, it's kind of underrated in my book. But then again, I underrate a lot of things that, you know, racers are looking at me going like, are you insane? So I just assume that I picked it wrong as always on that.
There's also the Booger Tears effect for the trinket.
That's the one really I'm probably thinking. Yeah, okay, there it is. That's the one I'm thinking of. You're right. I had to find it there, but you are correct. But yeah, it's small things like that. I don't know why, but I love having booger effects. I love having poison effects on tears. You name it. If it gives me any slight bit of extra damage, I don't care how often or how infrequently it ticks. I still want it. Ooh, Harlequin
I pretty much agree with that. The only problem with it is like finding it as an actual item.
Yep.
That doesn't get me too excited. Unless it's a little bit later in the run.
Yeah, if I've already got some craziness. Or if I want to kill myself with Ipecac. Alright, man, these stores have not been really, really kind to anybody. We got a little bit of damage up from Akitaka's store earlier, but man, KazooieGirl got nothing. There's her mom's foot fight, finally.
I feel like the best thing you can get out of stores nowadays, just because of how full that item pool is, the best thing you can get is a little battery, a 5-cent battery.
I have to kind of agree, because especially if you still have your D6, or if you have an early shovel, for example, like if KazooieGirl would have picked hers up earlier, then, man, you can make some serious, serious headway with only 5 cents, maybe 3 cents if it's on sale.
If she had gotten that a floor earlier, I actually would have agreed with that shovel pickup, too.
I have to agree. The late shovel pickups always confuse me.
Skip 2 floors? I'm okay with that. I'm pretty down with that. Getting to skip just 1 floor, though.
However, at this point, that's going to catch her right up to Akitaka. So maybe, just maybe.
It could make the difference. And maybe I'll just sit here and look like an idiot.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. Don't take that personally.
I love to be proven wrong. I hope it happens.
Don't take that personally, but I'm completely okay with that. And she's down to her womb 1. We'll skip right on to her womb 2 pretty quickly here. At least I assume. Yep, and there she goes.
She is now actually in the lead. And we have Akitaka taking some red heart damage from Blast Assist.
Ooh, yes he did.
Losing out on his Devil Deal.
But he gets a Halo on top of it.
A little bit of survivability will be nice. And as long as Kazooie is able to make it through this floor, she has a guaranteed chance right now of getting a Devil Deal. She just has to not get hit twice.
Which, of course, is the fun of it. Ooh, nice bounce shot there to kill off the last of the enemies in that room. That was well placed.
Yeah, that's the real fun of things when you've got a build that's this. Yeah,
I was trying to figure out exactly how to do it. And yeah, we got penny tears for Akitaka as well. I didn't even see him pick that up. I just now happen to notice the tears.
A little late in the run for that one, too.
Yeah.
Sitting on 34 cents. He's just, he just didn't get a whole lot to spend it on. Ouch. Ooh, man. His health situation. He's got to pop that 2 of hearts, right? Well,
maybe not.
All right, now we got a half heart drop.
There we go.
That he is skipping.
Yep, I like where he's going with this. Oh, there's his 2 of hearts usage. So maybe not where he was going, or at least not where I was thinking he was going with the half heart sitting in there. I thought we were going to get down. Well, actually, it wouldn't help much, would it? Yeah, I don't math good. Never mind. There's no way we could have made that work out where he still would have had a half heart. Never mind shutting up. I don't math. I don't math well anymore. I used to when I was younger, but man, once I hit the age where I was out of school, I cared less about it. Speaking of half hearts, though, wow, is Dark Bum not paying out for KazooieGirl here, as there's another spider from him. And Akitaka the first onto his heart fight.
If she, man, if she had that orbital, she'd be real well set for this upcoming fight. As it is, though, this is going to be a slog for her.
Yeah, this may take a good bit of time. She's only got 7 point, I believe it's 0-0 damage, like 7 straight up damage at this point. If not, it's really close to it, but here we go.
It's 7 with a -1 tier delay from Capricorn.
God, that's brutal. Yeah, this is going to take a hot minute, guys. Notice the little bit of damage that she did, and now watch as Akitaka is onto this cathedral already. And let's see where he goes.
But on 2.5 hearts, he took 2 hits in that heart fight. The next 2 boss fights aren't too bad, especially when you're rocking the orbital for it. You can tear through Isaac, and especially through Dead Baby. As long as he's not too trolly with the homing shots. I've had some bad experiences there. It takes a hit in this room.
While he was trying to pick that battery up a little bit early, and he wasn't even going to use it in here, I don't think. But
and the double heart drop.
Wow, just what I was going to say.
Is real big for him.
That's huge.
Oh, God, the Teratoma spawn for Kazooie.
I just saw that, too.
She is doing magnificently. She has not gotten touched once this whole fight yet. Wow. Really, really solid play from her right now.
Yeah, she is dodging really well through that. I can't believe that none of that Teratoma hit her, and I'm sorry I didn't have that focused over there. I had it on the wrong side still as we were watching Akitaka dump on his cathedral floor. Ooh, Daddy Longlegs against him. Oh, speaking of.
Chubb coming in hot.
That was brutal. But again, a little bit of health in the back there if you didn't see it. Ooh.
Oh, and she gets clipped by a little Chubb running into her right before the fight ends.
So close to the end of it, too. At least she gets a half of a soul heart, and she's up to her cathedral. Man.
Meanwhile, Akitaka having a rough time with a full clear, it looks like.
Yeah, he's going to have to go through every single room on this floor from the looks of things. That is brutal. Not what you want to know, especially now that they patched the... Ouch.
Kazooie is down back to the start.
That brings up another one of our rules in case you guys haven't read those yet, and that is once you die, it loses all of your resets for that particular part of the heat, so now you also have to skip that first item room, which you see her doing right there. She's going right on past it. The racers voted on that one. They decided that. I had like no clue where that came from, and they're like, well, we want a little bit of punishment.
Savage rule.
It is. And again, it's not really hurt them, though. Let's be honest. Like,
yeah, it hasn't come into play too many times.
Yeah, and even when it has, they've completed the runs. Like, you know, assuming that it came down to that, they've completed the runs.
And we do not see Akitaka going in and using his orbital on the Isaac fight. I don't know if he's too scared or if he's just not good with the orbital strats on the fight.
My guess would be it's because of the pinking shears.
Getting hit one time.
The retaliation from the pinking shears when you're in that close is probably what's a little bit worrisome, because a lot of people haven't had much practice with that. Ooh, a little bit of health for him. We'll take the Balchinian. Hey, look, butt bombs. It's like Casper's here early. Sorry, too soon, Casper? Too soon? Probably too soon. Don't worry, the poop won't show up or anything. I didn't mod your save file or anything. You're fine. You're fine. For those who don't know, he had a real problem one run with it just showing up constantly on him. Oof. Just barely backing up. Damn. Some of these rooms, man.
Well, he's got some health in the previous room.
This is true. Oof. Though there's another little bit of damage taken. We're back down to 2 hearts. Axel, come on. Oof. Man, those were so tough to see. I can't see that charge half the time. Like, it's that dark. I can't see the charge on the enemy half the time.
Oh, God.
That spawn. Wow.
Right on him.
That's evil. I mean, like, I can understand it spawning you walking into it or something because you were dodging. He was just standing there. He wasn't even moving. Ooh, nice dodge in the quad room here, though. By the way, KazooieGirl onto her second floor. She's got some damage up already, too. So not a bad... Excuse me, not a bad start to her run. Again, having to skip that first item room, getting a little bit of damage from her first boss fight. Thank you. Gladly take that. Speaking of, can we get some hearts?
A lot more of that on the previous run.
Yeah. Looks like maybe, just maybe, checking to see where your opponent's at, knowing now that KazooieGirl's actually back on the second floor. Maybe you find a way to get some hearts. Where is this enemy going to spawn at? This is not cool. Come on. I hate this when you have one heart. Oh my god!
And right there. There it is.
Wow.
Yep.
That's why I hate that.
Right under his feet.
That is why I hate that fight when you have one heart. Or that room, as it were. Why did that not switch my scenes? What is going on with my OBS? Alright, I'll do it by mouse. Whatever, close enough. That's painful. So both back down to the beginning here again. Now KazooieGirl's got a bit of an advantage. She's got some damage up and dragging around a ball and chain. Yeah, that's spawn. Like, that's why I hate those, man. That is why I hate those. Oh. And picking up a Sin Heart.
Ball and chain could end up being a bit of a liability here, and once she gets down to the caves, if that runs over a few bad mushrooms, or
ooh, yeah,
on the opposite side, she could get lucky and could pop up. Oh my god!
Wow. So, what order would you like to take all of these things in? Jesus.
Oh wow, that's a hell of a devil deal.
So. Yeah, about those first devil deals and why they're so important, especially when you have to reset and not take the first item room. Did everybody just see literally the plethora of things that KazooieGirl just grabbed? Because, oh my god, she came out so far ahead.
She is now at maxed out fire rate, thanks to the blue cap in addition to her pact, and at 7.51 damage, which is higher damage than she had the entire previous run.
Yep, she has another half damage.
She has a follower that bounces all around the room, that does AoE damage to anything that its aura touches, while also giving her damage in half. And there we see the first instance of her taking damage.
And the second.
Blowing through a mushroom.
In the same room, nonetheless. Like, god, that's why these are so evil. That's why that ball and chain scares me every time. Unless you know that, like, you're flipping it on the far side of these mushrooms. Which you can do, but in a race situation is not very, very easy to accomplish in quick time. Also, screw these rooms. I hate these. The little, walk into the center of the room as soon as the spikes disappear room. Like, I fail those every chance I get. I'm so bad. I have no patience. Alright, what can we re-roll this into? Tarot cards, no thanks.
Oh, I feel like she should have picked up the deck of cards there.
Oh, good point. She could have gotten one.
Yeah.
Ooh,
virus.
virus.
Gotten a number card out of that.
Interesting. So the virus for Poison Touch on her.
The Poison Touch combined with her currently all Soul Heart build, she can do Polaroid later.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, she doesn't have any red hearts.
And I mean, she had one bomb left. Could have rolled it. At least it was a passive. And the speed down effect from it isn't that bad of a problem for her right now. She was at 1.6 already. She's down to 1.5 now. She's moving almost twice as fast as Aki and is 4.8 speed right now.
That is kind of crazy. I didn't even know. I didn't even think about it. I should say this. Oh god, the speed down. That was brutal. Brutal on Aki's side.
Oh. I think at this point you've just got to reset.
Yeah.
And go back from basement 1 for him because you've lost your guaranteed devil deal.
And you only have a wire hanger.
You're running off of a wire coat hanger. It's just not enough.
Especially if you've looked over and you've seen at all what you're working against right now. I've got to reset.
What she's got, yeah.
Like even if it means possibly that she gets even further ahead, you know, you've got to do it in my personal opinion. Another key back there for you. I'm kind of surprised that we're leaving behind stuff like keys. That's going to come important later, assuming that we make it out of here, because half a heart is...
That's a big assumption for him right now with how this
I didn't want to say it, but it is a big assumption. For me especially, I'd be like, well, I'm screwed. Hey, look, another pinking shears.
And he's running his pinking shears again.
Although we just found another soul heart for KazooieGirl, so she's almost maxed out.
She is healthy and dangerous right now.
And
this is a really fantastic build.
And especially compared to what she had.
Anything else, even just this basic build is going to go places for her.
And again, like,
especially when she gets that Polaroid.
Yeah, compare this even to the last build, like you said. I mean, she's already got more damage, exponentially more, in the case of the, you know, the follower bouncing around.
More tears up.
Yeah, a lot more tears up. She isn't just, like, slow firing everything here.
Oh!
Wow, with these freaking points of spawn on Aki's side. Jeez, back to the beginning again. But did he walk into that, or was that just the spawn point?
He ran into the room. He mashed
so moved him a
his
little.
cheers and then ran into the room.
Okay,
and mashed a little, yeah.
Fair enough. I thought it just spawned right under him. Like, jeez, man, like this is just getting downright evil now.
He was in too much of a hurry. He's probably getting a little mind screwed right now, thanks to how unfortunate that basement 2 was for him.
I think that's probably the right word for it as well, because yeah, that was like just the bomb. That's all I have to say, the bomb. And if you were watching, you know what I mean.
I mean, that troll bomb room is so brutal.
When
if
it's
you don't
that
have
small.
a soul heart, there's very little that you can do with that.
Yeah, it's almost like that room's intended to take away your guaranteed devil deal, because it seems to never show up on the first basement floor, only the second.
Yeah.
And there's never a soul heart available for you when it does. Like, it knows what it's doing.
A very clean boss fight for Kazooie, taking the meat. I don't disagree with that.
And looking the same on both sides.
Immediately taking the empty vessel, and I would have rolled both of those.
Yeah, I probably would have not taken empty. Well, I mean, empty vessel, not the worst thing by any means. Don't take what I'm saying wrong. But I probably would have rerolled both of those at this point, given her build. And like you said, well, maybe you didn't really go that in depth with it. But there's so many things that just one more item, and man, that's going to be almost impossible to beat.
It's giving her flight right now because she doesn't have any red hearts. But let's say that on this floor, she gets magic mushroom from her boss drop. It's like you're going to take that. And then you're going to lose your flight, probably, if there's no devil deal. So you're losing your flight for a floor. I feel like it would have been better to push for brimstone, knife, guppy pieces, etc. The big usual items that you're searching for out of the devil deals there.
And she's back up to full health again already.
She is maxed out on health right now.
Yeah, take the dunce cap. That seems like a great addition to your build. Don't. Yeah, the body. Well, see, here goes the red hearts, like you were saying.
And there goes her flight. She wasn't even thinking about that. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's 3 red hearts, but do you really need them at this point?
Oh!
Ooh. However, yeah, we both saw it at the same time.
Ballsy move, picking up the chaos there. So chaos, what that's going to do, that shifts around the item pools all over the place. So this boss drop here could be something from any other item pool. It could be a God Room drop. She could get Sacred Heart here.
She could get a treasure map.
The Mind, or she could get the treasure map. She could get all sorts of different great things out of her boss drops now. Or her devil deals could all of a sudden be nothing but rotten milk instead.
Which I've seen happen so many times, and it's hilarious to see, but at the same point, it's just a slap in the face, too, because it's like, oh man, come on, dude. Let's see, a little chest for Aki over on the right side. Excuse me. Yeah, these rooms. The one that KazooieGirl is in, like, I'm almost guaranteed to take damage in. Nice
spike rooms.
Nice moves, though. Like, I've never known how to get through that one. Now I do. I will never duplicate that, but I know how to do it.
And her little succubus friend here is going to chew through Envy for her. Got some dingle.
Aw, we didn't want to fire her lasers, and she really doesn't want that red health at this point, nor do I blame her. Is that red dingle? Yes, it is. Jeez.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I just saw the
dingle.
That's brutal. For like the first one you come across, too, that's brutal. Yes, they did, Caffeine. They both died. Both are pretty late, and they both didn't have good builds at all. Let's be super real. Like, right now, like, the build that KazooieGirl has got is exponentially better than what either of them had, probably even combined on the last run.
By about a factor of 10,
yeah.
I would say.
Like, this is no exaggeration. They both had really crappy builds. Aki died in the chest, and I forget where it was that KazooieGirl wound up eating it.
Oh, my
jeez.
What a joke.
This game tonight, dude. Krampus on Basement 2 Devil Deal. Like, gee, thanks. Appreciate that. Or is that Caves for him?
No, that is Basement 2.
That is Basement 2. Okay, yeah, I'm not crazy.
And that is not after getting a Devil Deal on the first floor out of a red chest teleport.
Wow, that is brutal.
So,
yeah, because he has nothing.
That is a 10% chance.
Don't tell him that later. That probably won't make him feel any better about it. They hate to tell him.
Rolls the coal and gets betrayal. This is a hard question. I feel like, yeah, I agree with the choice. He at this point needs a major sort of carry item to get him moving on, to get caught up, to start putting some pressure on KazooieGirl.
Not gonna hurt.
Or the next floor he'll find a cricket's head, which is the carry item.
That might be one of those items that Slack was referring to right there moments ago. Wow. So a lot of damage up compared to what he had. He just went from 3.5 to what, 6.6, I believe? Yeah, 6.64.
Yeah, 6.64. So it's a big damage up in addition to being a damage multiplier. So any damage up he finds from now on is going to make an even bigger difference for him. Now he's really wishing that lump of coal had turned into something nice back there.
Or heck, even at that point, I might have kept the lump of coal, quite honestly, and still made more use of it than, you know, than what he's working with here.
KazooieGirl has lost a little bit of her health, down to about half of her health left, which is still 6.5 hearts.
Yeah. I'll make that 5.5.
And the ball and chain has cost her again.
Jeez. What is that, 3 times now? I believe, because she had 2 in that first room. Right after you mentioned it the first time, all of a sudden, bam, there were 2. Ball and chain. Why do you hurt so much?
God, it would be nice if the ball and chain had done something nice so far.
It has, actually. It's gotten her a few soul hearts out of item rocks. She has put it to use.
Did she use it for some item rocks?
Oh, yeah, she's gotten at least 3 item rocks.
That she could have used. But,
and yeah, she's rocking 7 bombs. She was fine, but still.
Yeah. Cricket's head. What a find. I'm hoping he gets something to actually work off of that now. I don't disagree with him taking some damage there to get that charm effect out.
Yeah, the betrayal when he got a lot of enemies in the room, probably not the worst of effect to get out. Well, again, it's a charm effect for anybody that hadn't figured that out. But yeah, to get that out early on, not the worst of ideas, because it's going to get you through rooms pretty quick.
And the biggest reason I agree is because I hate those fat, healthy bats.
Thank you for agreeing, because yeah, those have way too much health in my personal opinion. Like, it's those and
double of what you would expect. You just keep shooting and shooting and shooting.
There's one other enemy with the exact same problem where you just think, like, why are you not dead yet? Everything else in the room has died from, like, you know, the one other tier that hit them, and you're like 30 tiers deep on that enemy thinking, are you done? Ugh, green bloat. Ugh.
Ipecac bloat.
However, look at that damage ripping through him already, so KazooieGirl's not hurting from this.
But bloat sure is.
Yeah, she is.
Ouch.
I take back what I just said. It's like talking about the no-hitter during the no-hitter. I know better than this.
Taking some more health in this room. Another really good call by Aki there. Those enemies just ate each other alive.
And KazooieGirl with some, with needle shot now. I totally saw what she picked up. So she's got needle shot added on. Not that you're going to actually
I don't even know what to expect from her boss pools. I'm like, wait,
yeah.
Where did she get that?
Yeah, how did she get that? Oh, chaos. Yeah. Don't forget, KazooieGirl has chaos. That's why you're seeing a bunch of really weird items show up in really weird places. So now the question is, with the lead that she has, and again, maybe kind of sort of shrinking, possibly? Because Aki's moving pretty quick here.
Aki's cooking with that cricket's head there. He just needs a little bit more to pull it together.
Yeah, any little bit of damage for me, and all of a sudden I can start absolutely cruising, even through the later levels, but, you know, yes, Tabby? A little morp.
Yes, we hear you. Good evening.
She responds, can you hear him? Weird. I'll take that as a yes. Here, come here.
What do we got out of our judgy? Yeah, I guess play it. Hope, and at this point, I guess I would hope that the judgy drops some help.
You never know.
Or
the Bible?
Okay.
Huh, perfect timing. Wow. Now do you see why we banned that in the original BOILeR, guys? Right there. Holy crap.
And the devil is selling how to jump.
That's the worst thing. Oh
I'm so stupid. I once again forgot that she's got the chaos.
Yep.
So her devil deal. It's like, why save up for your d6 for the devil deal? Just roll whenever you can with whatever you got. I actually really agree with that choice there, especially because she pulled a Bible out of it.
And got to walk right back outside, because unlike the foot fight, it opens the door on the hard fight, so you can go back outside. She flipped out her d6 again, and there she is up on her cathedral, just waltzing on away. Tabby sounds happy.
Oh, man.
Whew.
Double mega fatty.
No
Not
thanks.
good when you don't have a build that one-shots one of these guys.
Or 20 shots from the looks of it, because, wow, that's going kind of slow. You're looking for exclamation mark multi-1 at the moment, Lobster. There you go, Slack's got it for you.
Ooh, a goat head pickup for him. Ooh, man.
Oh.
Honestly, if Kazooie does end up dying, which she's starting to build her health back up,
Ooh, though
I
this
feel
room.
like-
Oh, Lord.
With
Yellow
the,
peep,
the
green
bloat
bloat.
in there, that's going to be a bad time. I'd absolutely agree. Focus down the peep first.
Make sure you
But
can get
that
over
goat
there.
head with that much health, he is really, really well equipped to just get whatever he wants out of his devil. Oh, right.
Ooh,
He got
Angel Room.
Krampus. So, Angel Room, double items. Oh, you got to roll both here. You gotta
Or
go
take the
for-
Holy Grail for the flight.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, what? Oh, yeah, because here's why. He still gets 2 rerolls, because I forgot about it. Now he still has his D6 and can actually kill
I mean,
off
if he
the,
wanted to
the
go
statue.
for the fight here, and honestly, you know what? He should be slow playing this at this point.
Yep.
There's no way his build can put any kind of pressure on Kazooie. He should do this. He should go out and use any batteries that he's got on the floor. I don't know if he has any sitting around. I actually would have rolled all 3 items and rolled them as many times as I could have.
And wait until you get exactly what you want out of it. Such
Yeah,
as maybe a
just
Trinity
hold-
Shield and Sensor.
A sensor.
Eh,
I don't know that he had batteries on the floor. I don't
think he
that
did. That's the problem. I think he just had to go with what he got there on the reroll.
Yeah. I mean, the Trinity Shield is a nice little defensive item, and the sensor creates an aura of light around him that slows down enemies inside it. You can see it taking effect right there. He's positioning himself, getting himself close to the enemies. It's okay. It's not a game changer, though. This is a big reason why you see so many people so often decide to go ahead and lock into Devil Deals early. A lot of the God Rooms, even if you're getting those guaranteed items out of it, they don't do a lot for you a lot of the time. There's only a very small handful of items out of the God Room that are going to make a very large difference in your run.
I would
Things
say
like
maybe
Sacred
3 or
Heart,
4.
Godhead, Mind, and maybe a few others. Now, the wig pickup, the mom's wig that he just picked up, is going to be very nice with his cricket's head. What it does is it has a chance to, every time the fire button is pressed, or if you hold it down, it checks every X amount of frames. I don't know the exact details on that, but it has a chance of spawning spiders, which those are really good damage, especially when you got a cricket's head pumping your damage up like that.
I agree wholeheartedly. Like, any type of damage you can do, notice KazooieGirl had a few there, too, that just got sent in. So you can actually kind of sort of tell from that what they do. A nice damage multiplier on what you're doing already. I live and die, quite honestly, by spiders and flies most rounds. Like, as not
And
a
we
skilled
have
player, huge.
Kazooie coming up on her Isaac fight. Going
Already
really well
halfway
so
through
far.
it.
No hitting it.
Yeah, Sacred Heart, Crown of Light, exactly. Like, there's some really, really decent stuff in the God Rooms, but again, by comparison to Devil Deals, you can see why racers
There's
tend to
just
lock
so
them
much
in.
stuff.
Yep.
There's just so much damage up that you get out of a Devil Deal.
There's so
much
many more
reliable
items too,
damage
though,
up.
so it's a bigger risk that you're taking, but the risk reward, the payoff is just, it's almost too good.
The other big thing is Guppy out of Devil Deals.
Yes.
There's no transformations out of the God Room that you're going to care about at all.
Ooh.
Guppy is a game changer.
Because we just got clipped by a beam of light, sadly.
Clipped a little bit, yep. But then
Not a big
she
deal.
responds by clipping Isaac's wings and hops into the chest. 5 hearts, the way that she's been playing, I think she'll be fine for getting through this. She did a really great job on her cathedral there and served a lot of her health. Yeah, I guess I agree with the moldy bread. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, or Guppy's... Wow, look at this grouping of items. Jeez Louise. Yep.
and a guardian angel. For
Any day of the week.
Polaroid proc or damage orbital strats.
Wow.
This
So...
is she could face tank her way through the entire rest of her chest
and
easily.
Yet is doing a very good job dodging everything in this room at this point because, again, like you said, kind of doesn't need to. She can face tank from
Yeah,
here.
she can play it safe here.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to go all in on damaging orbital strats or anything like that. If she feels better playing it safe, then she feels better playing it safe, and that's how she should be doing it right now.
Why did he roll the boss room? You know, that's a fine question. I'm trying to come up with a good reasoning
Was
for
his
it.
God Room up right then?
Yeah, because he's got
Oh,
goat
yeah, he's
head.
got the goat head, yeah. I don't know, yeah. I was busy freaking out over Kazooie.
Yeah, quite honestly, I blinked enough where I didn't see what he originally got. I can see that it's blood clot. That he
I
did
gotta
get.
admit, I wasn't a fan of the pickup at first, but that chaos has paid off for her at least 2 times over now.
Oh, and she
in
does have a
very
treasure
good
chest
ways.
back there. I'd at least check that, because given chaos, you never know what's going to show up here. Is there a bracket? Exclamation mark bracket. And what do we get? Dead onion. I thought that was sad onion for a second, but that's the dead onion. I take back. Oof, God, so many green bloats. What is going on with this run?
Jeez,
Two
she
more.
is cursed with green bloats.
This is weird. I've never seen this many of them in one run. By the way, we haven't even seen a normal mom fight, have we? This is the first one, I believe.
Yeah, I don't think we have.
Well, I take it back. That's a red one. Jeez.
Yeah, that's
I take
a red
back
one,
what I said.
so.
I thought it was charmed, and I didn't see the color.
Sad bombs.
On that note, we'll bring this back up so that Slack Mega can at least dance away the sadness for those. It has to be done. Yeah, that damage went way, way up here for KazooieGirl, excuse me. And on that note, she's into her blue baby fight looking for a 1-0 lead here in this best of 5. So good luck. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of challenge for her because wow, that health build at the moment, and wow, that damage too. Again, Aki moving on along, but it's going to probably not help
was that the Circle of Light pickup, I believe?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And it moves
that one
us
has
all.
a chance, any tears that pass through that Circle of Light that's flying around him now, it has a chance to reflect the tears back. They'll turn into homing tears like we just saw there to wipe out those dumb, spitty enemies, whatever their names are, that I really, really, really hate.
But on that note, it's going to be too little too late because there's KazooieGirl jumping into the chest. That is a 1-0 lead for her. So I'm going to pop the player 1 victory onto all these really quick here while I zoom around like a fool. So very nicely done there by KazooieGirl. She leads the best of 5, 1-0 right now. That was a very, very, very good second run by both racers. Because look, Aki got all the way to the womb. Keep in mind, he was, what, started 2 floors behind, I believe? I think it was 2 floors behind on the resets. Right. So if you think about it, he actually kept up with a lesser run to what KazooieGirl was building there. So give him both credit on that one. Again, exclamation mark multi-1 will get you into both of their channels. I can guarantee you both would definitely like some extra follows. Maybe you hang out in there a little bit more, help them both get to partner, perhaps. I'm just saying, shrug. I mean, that could help. I mean, it's the whole point of Twitch communities in the first place, which is why we're here. So again, big shout out to Twitch for sponsoring this. Jeez, cat, you're gonna knock everything over. Sorry, I'm in the middle of this and my cat is destroying everything around me. But nonetheless, big shout outs to Twitch for sponsoring this. There's $5 grand on the line that everybody's racing for. It is single elimination for these 16 racers. So again, that best of 5 means everything right now for them. So big thanks to everybody involved in this, and of course my co-host Slackaholicus as well, which hopefully we'll get a link for him in the channel. If not, feel free to throw it in there yourself, dude.
Nah, he's small time.
Nah. Oh, excuse me. And again, this will show off. They can reset as many times as they want to before the race actually begins. And they can find whatever starting room they want. So most times you're going to wind up with seeing them have a cursed room and an item room attached to it. Looks like... Wow, looks like I'm going to hack in your ear. Wow, good timing. Thanks, Body. You're the best. Looks like Aki's already found his, except he doesn't have a curse room attached to that, does he? Or is it below?
Yes, he does. Oh,
it's on the south side. Okay, I can barely make that out. That's the pause screen. I can never see underneath it. So KazooieGirl will find hers as well in a moment or two, and then they'll be off for round number 2 of this best of 5. Yeah, promoting Slack. What is this?
Dan's game. Kappa. Oh God, what did I just do to chat? What am I thinking? I'm sorry.
No, I don't give a crap. Dan's game and Kappa it up.
Apologizing to all the chatters.
Oh, on that note, apologize to him by Dan's gaming and capping it up. Do it. You know you want to. You know you want to. Tell Slack you love him. Yeah, that's my bad knee. Who even follows Slack anymore? And
following Slack in 2017.
That's the other thing I should have reminded the racers of too. Is hopefully they remember to turn on the curse immunity before the run too. So I'm watching KazooieGirl's right here. She didn't turn it on. She's gonna regret that. Yeah, Curse of the Blind right off the bat. Hopefully she sees that. She did not. Hold on, let me see if I can catch Rome here.
She also has her chat yelling at her about it as well.
I just told Rum, so hopefully our ref gets that in time. Hopefully we catch this before the start. If not, I'm sure that he will be like, oh, you didn't turn something on, hold on, and he'll let her know. Caught it already. Okay, cool, so you'll see it here right now. Right there, you got it. Okay, we're good. Woo! There we go. Thank goodness. So yeah, our mod, which again, made by Zamiel from SR... Well, okay, I know him as Zamiel SRL because of the Twitter handle, so I apologize. It's Zamiel on Twitch with 2 L's. Again, did the mod for us.
Too.
I know, I'm terrible with this. But Zamiel did the mod for us and added in the total curse immunity from having the black candle go off there. And yeah, dude, big shout outs to Zamiel for making this happen, because man, he threw everything in there that the racers wanted on like 0 time and 0 notice. So big shout outs to him. Big shout outs to Gromfaloon as well for drawing the intro screen that you saw with the bouncing devil thing. Yeah, with the Crumps hat on it. That's pretty dope. So Grom, much love on that too, dude. Seriously. And they're off round 2.
They are off. Ooh, a little brim early. I would almost start that Rotten Baby with this rule set that we're running.
However, Seraphim...
I've always loved Rotten Baby.
Yeah,
so I think I would have had it gone with it.
I don't know, for me, Rotten Baby is good enough. I mean, that's one, like I said, I have a good enough items list. Little Brim, yes, is on there. I don't consider him as good as others, but I took a run the other night with him and did it in 14 minutes, so now I understand. So I totally got on board. And yes, I can actually do this.
The power of Little Brim.
Yeah, and that's the only reason I got a 14-minute run was Little Brim. Like, he murdered everything on the first few floors. A little bit of health up the Balchinian for Kazooie. She's already onto her second floor.
And Kazooie has already erased her bandage fight.
Wow. Like, that's how quick Little Brim makes work of the early on stuff, at least.
Wow. Deadeye for her as well.
That's gonna, especially with a charge, that's gonna be useful. Oh, you can make it. There you go. Oh, and rerolls. And an Ace of Hearts.
Ace of Hearts. Hooray.
Yeah, it's so useful. Except for the person who
all of the aces are just the ultimate disappointments.
They kind of are.
You see those red cards and you're like, oh man, it's going to be something like a two of spades, or maybe a Joker card. I'm really hoping for a Joker card.
Yep.
And then Ace of Hearts. You can turn every drop in your room into a heart. Congratulations.
Yay. Which, if you have Dark Bomb, I mean, you know, cool, because you can really make that worthwhile, much like that Halo off of the first boss fight for Aki again. Jeez, isn't that the second time?
Aki tearing through that haunt fight.
No kidding. So they're both on their second floor. Kazooie's just about done with hers, though, because here goes her boss. There we are. What you got for that deal? Do you take the health now? No, you don't. Leave it. Good.
Nah, you definitely want to leave that just in case. I would roll all of that.
Ooh. All right, we'll take the flight. Well then.
She should have done that in the other order if she was going to take the Incubus anyway.
I agree on that.
Picked up the pentagram, and then she could have gotten both items for 2 hearts instead of 1 for 2.
It's one of those heat of the moment things, though, and I've done that so many times where I realize it as I'm doing it, like, what am I, oh, why'd I pick that up? Like, and especially in a race situation, I know she's nervous going into this, too, because it's one of those, you know, I mean, if it's your first race, especially, you know, I don't want to, you know, say like, well, on the front page, which, by the way, if you're on the front page, hi, guys, but nonetheless, if, you know, your first time being there, it's kind of freaking nerve-wracking, even though I had hosted BOILeR, when I raced in Balls of Steel, like, trying out for that, I literally, my hands were just like shaking the entire time. Now, when I raced Hyphenated, nope. I knew he was going to kick the ever-living crap out of me, so I just kind of let it happen.
It's like, well, all right, I'm just going to go have fun.
Oh, dude, I was the lowest seed in that, and he was the #1, and he wound up winning the whole thing, so I lost to the eventual champion, I'll have you know. So I feel good about that.
No shame. No shame at all.
None at all. Why would I have any? I mean, come on now. No, but for real. Oh, wow, these deals, man. Abaddon? Talk about the health build again. So Kazooie moving right on
as
along.
much damage base right now as she had when she was standing in her succubus last row.
Oh,
just
wow,
to give
she
people
is.
Perspective on that.
Actually, she was in the succubus there. I just saw the damage flip.
No, she doesn't have a succubus. What is upping her damage? Oh, the Deadeye. When the Deadeye.
Oh, Deadeye firing. Duh. Of course.
It's like, wait, when the hell did she lose damage? What happened?
No, Hyphen didn't sign up is all. It was really short notice for everybody, so there's some people that didn't even hear about it in time. There's some that just don't have time for it, because this is going to take a while. We go 2 months on this. So it's one 16-person tournament that goes 2 full months. So there's some people that just flat out don't have time or didn't think they would, given the situation. So there's some that just didn't sign up.
Great re-roll from Kazooie there. There was a battery right outside of the room, and she re-rolled Shoop-de-Whoop into some Piercing Tears, which is going to be a nice little room clear up for her.
And especially given the
another battery right there.
Jeez. Like, we were talking about this the other night. The batteries are so plentiful nowadays.
I feel like since Afterbirth Plus, they have just upped the rate.
I agree.
Oh, like, she doesn't have a key for item.
Oh. Yeah, she doesn't really need it at this moment exactly either. Now, do you want to skip item rooms all the time? No, not by any means. But does she specifically need it? No.
More items is always good. Being able to go faster, that safety net of I can stomp everything in a room in half of a second. You're never going to say no to that.
I love Casper's view of this. So you got second in Balls of Steel, basically, right? Like, yeah, we're going to go with that, totally.
I think that's what it comes down to, yeah. Tied for second. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, tied for second with everybody else that didn't win. I mean, we all went to the same place. He went to the winner's circle, and the rest of us went to go cry in the corner and have a beer.
The rest of us said, oh, great, Hype's here.
Hyphenated, seriously, is ridiculously good at this game, if you guys don't know him. He's also the one that made the item tracker that you're seeing on the screen, so big props to him on that one, too. It wasn't made specifically for us by any means, but props to him for making that, because holy crap, dude. Like, the coding on that cannot be simple.
I respect Kazooie's ballsiness there of passing on the coal. I agree with it. More DACA, just like the orcs say, man.
Oof, man, that shot.
Ooh, right in the face.
He's getting some terrible, not spawn luck, I mean, that's probably the wrong choice of words, but just like where the shots wind up just, instantly homing in on you, or, you know, where the guy popped up out of the ground on him in round 1 to kill him off. Like, there's just been some super cheapness going on. I'm getting flight paint off for KazooieGirl. She's got 2 keys now, so unlike last floor, she doesn't have to worry about not having an item room key available. Another key if she wants it. I'd probably avoid that because I'd use it.
That. Oh, rotten meat. Okay. Went from meh to worse.
Which we didn't think was possible, but it is. Alright, what do we got in here? A whole bunch of nothing again. At least we got some coinage, I guess? No, that's incredibly useful. I mean, it can be. Don't misunderstand me. But like Slack was saying earlier, the stores...
where he can afford something from a store, but...
Yeah.
The chances of getting anything game-changing out of it for him is so slim.
You got a little bit of damage last time at the champion belt, but other than that, nothing showed up for either player of any value in their stores.
Literally the only item worth buying that we've seen.
Yeah, has been a little battery, or just the battery, I should say, not even little battery, but, you know, the 5-cent, 3-cent batteries, a key, and a soul heart. Like, that's been the best thing that we've seen show up in a store so far this evening.
Gnawed leaf, yeah, you got enough bombs. You got to roll that for something big.
Adrenaline? I probably would have kept using more bombs, quite honestly. Then again, look at the build she has for the health.
I would have kept going, because she doesn't have any red hearts for that to build.
Oh, that's right, it has to be red, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so never mind. Yeah, I would have kept going, rolling that then. I was going to say, for the health build she has, it's understandable, but you're right, it has to be red hearts. I completely spaced that.
She might not have been sure which needle item. There we go. That's
yeah, because there are so many now. And if you're at all colorblind, good luck. Yeah. Have fun. See, Mom's Pearls. And another goat head. But it's there, and can still make a huge difference with the health she has. She can, I mean, again, she's going to be spending blue hearts, meaning 3 of them no matter what. But at least you know you got it. Okay, well now she has a red heart coming.
Yeah, 1 red heart to throw away in the next double deal, which would be good.
And again, she guarantees it, so...
Chunking 3 of your own hearts.
Then again, she had it guaranteed pretty much anyways, if you really, really think about it. The real benefit from Goat Head at the moment is keeping the door open after you've seen it. Because if you have reroll ability on the floor, like those batteries we just mentioned, you can go back out. Go reroll, you know, oh, I don't like this either, do it again if you need to. Now, mind you, in this race situation, probably don't recommend that so much, but she does have an advantage where she could make use of that. Yeah, that Kane's Eye proc is also pretty freaking useful for her. If you haven't noticed, trinkets, like, again, Slack brought this up earlier, trinkets play a huge part in the game now, too, and stuff like Kane's Eye, when it procs, especially in a race, she knows where all of her special rooms are, so she's going to beeline for everything on this floor.
Taking the time out to go grab an item out of here. I agree with that.
Absolutely.
Aki is on floor 2, or cave 2 right now, right?
Correct.
Ooh, taking marked.
Directed tears. See, like, if I could do this in the aspect of...
he is firing all the time right now.
Yes.
And when he presses his directional buttons, what's happening is he's moving that little cursor on the ground, and his tears will fire in that direction. So he can fire at any angle imaginable. But it's also... not that great. He's also down to 1 red heart left right now.
And that, especially with trying to do a different type of shot at the moment. If it were Brimstone, yes, but this, God, man, I have the toughest time. I have the toughest time with this. Okay, there's 2. He just got another full red.
So he's not dead just yet.
But darn close. Yes, you can see the other racer's progress if you desire to. There's no way that we can stop
it. It's a very big part of racing, like Problem said. Judging, making your decisions based on where the other person is, what items they have, etc.
Because if you think about it, let's say that you're in, and I know this is a strange thing to relate it to, but like NASCAR, for example, you know where everybody else is. F1, you know where everybody else is. A foot race, you can turn around and see where everybody else is. So you know how far ahead you are. You know if you can, kind of slow down a little bit, like maybe KazooieGirl's doing if she thinks, hey, I've got a 2-floor lead, which she does, because she's, and by the way, great timing on this music, because it's the perfect music for this fight originally. But she's ripping through her depths too, Mom's foot. Got her Polaroid, and she's moving on here.
Oh, another 4-item devil deal. That's a biggie.
Wow.
God.
Satanic
the
Bible
book to
first.
Get a count towards the book.
Yep.
And then, are you going to pass on the mark? Oh, she's taking the... Okay.
Oh, wow.
I don't disagree with that. I mean, it's more survivability. She's got another Polaroid with orbital build going for her.
I'm with that, too.
She doesn't need any other DPS to win this race. It's just a guaranteed win.
Yeah, that's a tough call to leave behind. Specifically, they're the mark is what we're like, I don't know, man.
I mean, I'm a big fan of damage up. It's not a great item, but
it's not that much damage up in the first place. And like you said, that's 3 hearts of survivability.
It just always hurts me passing damage. I can't do it.
Especially in a race too. But then you look at something like now she's getting all these batteries. She's used the book twice already. So she's she's already made up for what she would have spent. So that's the way I tend to look at it, is like, all right, I should be able to grab at least 1 battery. I'll make up for this in no time. So I usually tend to take it in that case. Hey, Lex, how you doing? And sadly, I was offline, so I didn't get to see any of your tournament, but how'd that go for you? Like, Comcast, you have to freaking love it.
The BFF tournament was fantastic.
Awesome.
Oh my god, it was so much fun.
Good. Because, yeah, sadly, like I said, I was offline all weekend. I had no internet, so I missed out on it. That's why I tweeted, I'm like, I'm missing out on everything cool right now. Because I missed the entire day.
Cyber won day 2, and Inshado won day 1 for it.
Ah, very nice. See, I didn't even hear that Cyber wound up winning day 2.
Yeah, and now shocking.
The emphasis on that made me laugh. I do what I can.
Into the Mr. Fred fight, and we've got...
You don't see him much.
Yeah, he's a really rare fight right now.
Honestly, I never saw him much in original either.
Map generation or what? Really? I remember seeing him constantly.
Oh god, I never got him, but I always got Mama Gertie, and everybody thought it was like completely backwards on my build. Alright, Roid Rage.
Got BPs for a heart. Nice. There you go.
Can't argue it, you gotta get rid of the heart one way or the other. You don't have to, but I would definitely recommend it at this point.
Have to.
Yeah, to constantly proc your Polaroid, you pretty much have to.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, just get rid of it so you can stock up on more Sin Hearts.
Ooh, golden key in case you need it.
With your sack dagger whenever you get the chance.
Mama Gertie is horrid. I can't help but disagree, or completely agree, rather. Excuse me.
If you've got flight, that fight is completely
nothing.
Laughable.
Yeah.
But without it, it's just a crapshoot.
It's RNG at its finest right there, because you never know when you're going to get that spike under your foot. And I always get 1 heart when I go in there, so it's like the worst, most just, what do I do? Butt-clenching, diamond-creating experience of my life.
Kazooie running around doing a full clear of her 1-2 because why not RNG mapping?
Yeah, where's Fat Shuffler when you need him? Anybody that doesn't get that reference, by the way, Fat Shuffler in Season 2 had like a 34, I believe, room 1 that he had to full clear on accident. He kept going the wrong way and just, man, room after room after room after room.
I mean, the 2020 pickup for Akita here is really nice if your opponent isn't this far ahead.
That's pretty much exactly where I was going.
With this much damage.
And a Polaroid proc and 17 damage rocking around on that knife that's orbiting you in the form of the sacrificial dagger. Nothing really getting that devil deal, but we don't need it. Moving on up to your cathedral. Yeah, there's a large discrepancy between the two at the moment, and it's not like Aki's got a bad build.
2020 isn't going to fix that. As good as 2020 is.
It's not going to help that much in this situation, sadly. All right. Yes, mother. A little bit of range. Telepills. Oh, right into his boss fight.
Boss.
Oh, God.
That will help.
Oh, God. We have another teleporter. Every time. There's one in every tournament that's like, screw it, I'm going to teleport around, see what happens, and then bam, next thing you know, it's like item room, boss fight, error room, item room, boss fight, error room.
Undefined error room, undefined error room.
God, that was great. Was that Barry last week?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was Barry. I can remember which one it was, but yeah, that was, God, that was insane. Just non-stop error rooms. All right, sure, we'll go to the next floor. Sure.
Brownie not being kind to Akita over here.
And we're already over to the Isaac fight for KazooieGirl on the left side, so, man, the discrepancy is built.
Right to the boss.
The discrepancy is
built.
built.
And going in there with the sack dagger right away. Nice.
I like the idea, because again, like, that's basically how I want to take these out. They have so much health, and this has more health than the Blue Baby, doesn't it?
God, I'm not sure.
I know it used to, at least.
I think he has a little bit more. I think that's right.
Yeah, it was 3 error rooms in a row. My record was 2. I did that in original Isaac and got 2 in a row. But that's, yeah, 3 in a row is a whole new world of wow that we hit last week.
Oh, God, I keep forgetting that he has marked. Oh.
Yeah, the tiers are... It's just so tough on these enemies that Aki's facing right now to try and get behind them, get them not to turn around, and have marked.
Get the cursor behind them and keep it there. It's so frustrating.
Or line them up correctly so that you get them to walk into where the cursor is and pray they don't turn. It's just, it's no fun. It's really no fun.
Kazooie down to her chest.
What do we got?
A D1, a bug, and no other keys.
And no other keys, yeah. Might as well take the GB bug, though. I mean, hell, at this point.
It's there.
And again, it's not like she's going to re-roll it. She got rid of a D6 a lot of floors ago, so it's there. It's if you want it, you might as well take it.
Leaving Sloth for last to get the Magician card.
Damn.
Whoop-de-doodly-doo.
Not exactly how we planned that one to work out. She had the right idea going there with, again, it depends on what enemy you kill last in these rooms as far as what item pool is going to get taken from to drop for you. And
with these sin rooms, it's whichever sin you kill last.
Yep.
So on that last one, if he had killed Wrath last, he would have had a chance of getting some bombs or troll bombs or the Mr. Boom item.
And again, it's items. Why not? So again, if you have like Gluttony, for example, as the last one alive in the room, you have a bunch of heart items that are available to you. Not a bunch, but the ones that come out of Gluttony are now available to you. Another Ragman down. Poor Aki, he's not got a terrible build. That the mark shots are really, really not helping it, honestly, though.
Yeah, it's an okay build that goes from okay to super awkward with the marked on there.
And if you guys can't see exactly what we're talking about, see that little crosshair that's kind of moving around upper right-hand corner now? That takes your shots and angles it, and oh god, a golden remote. Or a metronome, or the soul might come in handier.
Soul could be useful, yeah.
That ain't too bad.
And I mean, the marked is a stat up. Don't get me wrong. It's a small tiers up, and it gets you some range. It's just that the awkwardness of using it far outweighs the benefits you get from it, I feel like.
Agreed. And that's one of the many items that fits in that category, sadly.
One of the many, many items.
I never realized it till I really sat down and looked at it, and like, there's a ridiculous amount of items that go by that exact methodology.
Yeah, specifically for speedrunning, there's a lot of them that are just not very good. For casual play, something like Marked, just a completely different way to play the game, can be a lot of fun. But for a speedrun, there's no way I would ever take that, I don't think. Unless I had something that counteracted, like, what, Epic Fetus?
Yeah,
and at that point, it's like, oh, yay, tears up. And Kazooie just closes it out, by the way, just melts the boss with no trouble whatsoever.
And once again, 2-0 lead now.
2-0 lead, getting ready to close it out.
If she can, but we still have a chance. This is a best of 5, which means Aki still got the next, and mind you, has to win the next 3 races. I wish I were joking on that one, but has to win the next 3 races now to knock her out. So she's in the position of power by far here at the moment. And there's all the
also keep in mind, I'm saying that Marked can be a, quote, fun item as someone who had fun doing a lot of lost streaking towards the end of Afterbirth. So my idea of fun is...
skewed slightly?
Skewed.
Yeah, perfect term. Whoa, it's possible! Hey, I'd like to point something else out, too. during last Monday, I should say, when we were doing practice races, I made a wisecrack about, oh man, every race in BOILeR is going to be 5 full games and blah, 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 this, that, and the other. And during practice night, all of them went the full 5 games. Since then, and this one runs the chance of doing the same thing, both have been 3-0 sweeps. So let's see if KazooieGirl can keep that up here in round 3. Let's see if Aki can actually break that entire streak that's been going on for the entirety of BOILeR so far. Good luck to both of you here in round 3. They'll be off and racing as soon as they are both ready to go. Hey, what's up, GQ? 895. Sorry, I was actually quoting that last night.
Oh, God.
Had to be done. It had its moments. It had to be done. I was playing City Skylines, and they made some comment about, like, $8.95 for the price of it, and somebody in the background was like, $8.95? Like, what, did they get GQ to do this? Alright, looks like they were both off and running. I didn't see, hopefully, I saw KazooieGirl get the curse immunity on. I don't know about Akitaka, though. And yes, I know I mispronounced that. It's how I've known it since day one, and I can't undo it. It's just instinctual at this point, so I do apologize. What's up, bots? Doing pretty good.
We have both razors off to their item rooms. Tiny Planet and Compound Fracture.
Alright.
Compound Fracture is another one of those items that I want to like, but
I can't.
Its effect isn't good enough.
I like the tier change.
If it were more reliable to, like, land multiple shots on the first target.
Agreed. And
but
like,
without homing or some crazy stuff like that.
Yeah, it has about half the ability I want. Exactly. Yeah. It's got like half the ability I want from it. But she's off and running with it, and if that's all you want, that's all you need. I tend to take whatever for my first item and just kind of go.
Look at all the bone shards around that boss.
The
Maybe
entire
that's why
room.
you take that.
Hey, there you go.
Halo for some small bonus stats and everything. It's not bad.
It's not nothing, though, and given that most stuff, and look at this, right to an item room in Cellar, too. I barely ever see that.
It's pretty rare. And we have another, we have a Deadeye start. I'm a big fan of the Deadeye item. Very, very effective. You get double damage up after building it up, and if you can keep it built up, which isn't that hard because it's somewhat forgiving with missing shots, you're essentially cutting the room clear time down in half.
And again, so far so good on Aki's side, because he's making perfect, well, was making perfect use of it until I uttered the word perfect.
Commentator's curse, you just had to do it.
Every time, man. Holy crap, it is a thing, guys. If you don't believe in the commentator curse, just listen and watch. You'll see it proved. God, I'm terrible at this. I gotta stop that.
Nice bomb use to get rid of one of those dumb gurglings.
That really is. I have the toughest time getting the gurglings to stay near where I bomb. And again, you can stop them like it's a wall. If you put a bomb down, kind of the same thing it used to be, it will still basically stop them in their tracks. So if they're going right at you, just drop a bomb and run, but run straight back. Don't angle, because they'll still chase you.
Alright, he's entering his basement 2. And we've got KazooieGirl on the boss for basement 2. Devil Deal is going to be big here.
Yeah, it always is.
Something major out of this.
Because with only half a damage up at this point, and if you look at, like Slack was saying, with Chancer, okay, sure.
Pentagram, that's good.
There we go. There's your damage.
And
oh, God.
Krampus.
Twice tonight.
Of course it's Krampus.
That's twice on a 10% chance tonight that Krampus has shown up in the Basement 2 Devil Deal. That is literally a 10% chance, and it's fired twice tonight. Think it's time to go play the lotto? Maybe? Ooh,
on the coal into the nail. Let's see if she sticks with it. I don't think so at this point.
Yeah, I don't think so either, and no, she doesn't. Yeah. I agree. I gotta agree. Leave the nail behind here, because we've been talking about the D6 and the usability of it. Look at this with the item room spawning right away. What is going on?
Rubber cement.
Ooh,
I mentioned earlier, this is one of my favorite fun items.
And especially with the bones.
It's also actually a good DPS up. Now all she needs is homing to go with those bones, and she's just gonna waste rooms as soon as she walks in.
I already like the rubber cement added onto it. That in and of itself is almost a nice enough combination of 2 items to make me feel like that was a really good pickup for her right off the bat.
Welcome to the bone zone.
Oh, everything about that just makes me giggle like it should. Yeah, rubber bones. Huh. So that's a thing. Lust has no chance of catching her, and yeah, she's not one to take pills. I don't really blame people for this. Excuse me. By the way, we got one of the very few cat pieces so far tonight. Aki just picked up the dead cat for the first time this evening. He's got 9 lives now at 1 red heart apiece. And again, yes, you can build onto the red hearts of that. It's just each time that you wind up dying, it resets to 1 red heart.
So, I got really confused when I saw the cat sticking right to his side, and then I checked his trinkets. He's got the duct tape.
Oh, yes, he does. That is really close to him.
Yeah, that one's duct tape. And that just makes your followers essentially stick to your body. So it can be really useful if you have some of the other followers that actually do damage. It's much easier to line up the shots with them. But having the dead cat stuck to your ribs isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, if you have, let's say, a Lilith run going, for example, now we're talking. Because now everything's right on you. You line those shots up instantly, and you have just an absolute plethora of tears, assuming that you have more than one follower. Man, excuse the coughing. Wow, excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. I know that was right into the microphone. I apologize. Oh, what do we got? Gimpy? Yeah, I was going to say, you got to take that. Don't re-roll it if you're me.
I mean, take it especially just to get an item out of the god pool. Oh, what a great item.
Speaking of god pools, yeah. I didn't know that we actually still had the god chest still would show up in those item rooms. That's pretty awesome.
Not to mention Delirious, just...
Yeah, no.
It's a spacebar item, it replaces the D6, that's the short version.
That's probably all you really need to know on it, because that really summarizes it for you.
Basically what it does, it's a really cool effect, but it's not good enough to replace a D6. It'll spawn one of the random bosses in the game as a charmed form of it to fight for you. It can be useful, but you're not going to drop a D6 for it. No way.
Yeah, absolutely not. There's no way I could ever bring myself to drop that D6 in that situation. If you guys want to see the bracket, it's actually !bracket. We got a 16-person tournament going on this time. It's not an actual full season. What's the long version? Don't leave your D6 behind for it. That might have been the shorter version, but you know what? TLDR. More piercing shots. We gotta keep it 0 again for KazooieGirl. That actually could get really interesting, given that stuff will
That's very interesting with the rubber and the bone fractures. Oh my god.
Wow, that
and look, I want to
say
that the mini bones... Ooh, Emperor card. I believe that the mini bones there are going to split through the targets, but the original bones will... They'll either split and break off, or they'll just break off immediately. I haven't been able to
want to say break off immediately, but it is really hard to tell, quite honestly.
There's so many bones flying out of the room.
That's the issue.
I can't keep up with it.
That's exactly my problem. Somebody will probably know, but the bone zone again.
It looks like they're piercing and then bouncing off the walls and also fracturing off at the same time.
Jeez.
So all 3 effects off that. Wow, that's insane. Ooh. And another Abaddon.
That's her second one. Jeez Louise, she is just getting
and
really good devil deals.
And on top of it, thanks to Leviathan. And a ton of extra soul.
Oh, she does have Levy. Wow. Yeah. That timing on everything. For those who don't know, by the way, Leviathan's the devil deal transformation, where I believe there's a very specific list. It's a lot of devil deal items, but it's specific.
Items. It's like Mark Pact, Abaddon, and a handful of others, something like that.
And I'm sure Pentagram, obviously, because that's in her build at the moment.
Yeah. Let me double check. Nail, which is what she got earlier.
Oh, yeah.
3 items from Nail, Mark Pact, Pentagram, Spirit of the Night, Maw, Abaddon, and Brimstone.
Oh,
okay, so a little bit better than I was remembering.
Not that hard to get. That would wow, and Small Rock
now,
too.
Easy to get, because quite a few of those items are ones that people will almost always take out of a devil deal.
Yeah, I don't see anybody passing the large majority of any of those. Ever.
Yeah, unless you're trying to re-roll for guppy pieces.
Right.
Like that.
Like, if you have to get guppy out of it, sure, re-roll one of them in that situation and in that situation alone. And so if you guys didn't see, by the way, a little bit of tier rate reduction, if you will. So she's going to shoot faster, and a little bit of damage increase as well for off the Small Rock for KazooieGirl. I believe you move slower too, don't you?
Yes, with the Small Rock.
Yeah, it does give you speed down. Okay.
It used to be an effect where the speed down wouldn't take effect until you got another speed altering item.
Right.
And then you would get both of them at once.
Which really was noticeable.
They fixed that by Afterbirth Plus, yeah.
Yeah, thank goodness, too, because that was super noticeable back in the day. I remember that when we used to race and was just like, oh, here it comes, because here's the other speed down item. Do you take it? And, you know.
Pick up you pick a speed up, and you're like, I don't feel any faster right now. I don't know what's up with that.
I did that so many times. Oh, by the way, spirit of the stab everything in the face, we have our first mom's knife of the evening for Aki, so this race ain't over.
Here we go.
This ain't over. Not that it was, but this definitely ain't over now. Cat, you are going to destroy everything I've set up here. I love you too, but don't do that. It's like the cat decided she's got mom's knife attached to her face now and is running around just wreaking havoc in my living room.
Hands.
Those dodges. Yeah, KazooieGirl's ahead by a little bit. Wow, and now we got Sacrificial Dagger for Aki as well. Ooh, that build.
Oh, but because of the tape, it's staying in one spot, which is kind of a good thing.
You know, that's not a bad thing. I never knew it did that, honestly. I've never had the combination of that in an orbital before. That's interesting. Huh. I may actually just drop it.
Interesting. It's kind of nice.
That's a tough call, because remember, you can drop your, oof, this room. Not what you want to see without the spin on your orbital. God, half a heart, come on.
She's on her foot fight. She's one floor ahead right now. Squeezy, at least it's some soul hearts to protect your devil deal.
That was super close, though.
I mean, her build is fun and effective right now. That's just the combination of the bones, the piercing,
right at the end.
And the rubber cement. I am loving the way that her build has turned out.
Yeah, hers is looking pretty nice at the moment. And again, it's not like Aki's doing half bad here. As you can see, that knife's doing some severe damage. It doesn't show it on the build thing on the left, but that's some super damage. When you throw it out, I believe it's a 3x multiplier. At least it was. And yeah, it's kind of OP. So he can catch up very, very quickly here. I'm just kind of questioning not dropping that duct tape.
Then yeah. I mean, later on, it'll allow him to literally sit on top of an enemy and just poke, 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 poke.
Yep. With both things, including the knife. So I can totally understand this.
You'd be dropping that, Lex? I don't know. I kind of like the idea of it. It's reliable.
Especially
because
with
a lot
the mom's
of the
knife.
time, what happens with me is I'll think that my orbital is in a spot. It'll be moving. It'll shift half of a pixel out of the way of where I think it's at, and I lose out on my blockage.
How about a blood bag inside that double locked room on Aki's side? So now he's got 2 red hearts on top of the other soul hearts, and the ones, well, okay, little less on the soul heartage now with that little spike trap that he walked over, and that one. But
that's
again,
fine. That's what
Gimpy's paying off. Yep, just like you said, and it did it right then. That timing couldn't have been any better. Literally, right as Slack says it, Gimpy pays out with a soul heart, which is exactly what it does. Is that trinket even good? Yes. In this situation, yes, because like Slack was saying, look at where it is. Aki can line that up on whatever spot he wants to and then pick the duct tape back up if he drops it. So he can line it up to whatever position he wants, like directly in front of him, for example. And then walk right up to Blue Baby and Isaac, have the knife right there, barely throw it out, and still have that orbital just standing still doing constant damage at the same time.
You'll see right there on the foot fight.
Yeah,
he just showed a really good example of it.
There you go.
Chunking damage. And I don't even know that he has any good damage up on his build. No, he doesn't. No. That's how fast he builds.
He's got, what, half a damage up, I think, total? Off of the
he's
Halo.
Gotten half the damage up and the Deadeye.
Oh, yeah, Deadeye as well, which is going to multiply it, but, you know.
I mean, he's multiplying nothing, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. So what does a multiplier really do for you? 0 times 1 is still 0. 0 times 100 is the same thing. Keep that in mind.
Great use of the sack dagger in that room, letting the guy run into it, and we have Kazooie coming up on her boss of Womb 1.
Yep, correct.
Stolex, which...
We don't see him much anymore.
Got piercing.
Yeah, it's a fine point.
Stick the tail up. Be a buddy. Be a buddy, Skullx.
He's not a real friend like that. It doesn't even look like that was piercing him, to be honest with you. That's kind of weird.
It pierces, it's just that he takes so little damage from it. You just gotta wait.
You just don't notice.
He pops up the tail, which he's not being a friend.
He's not doing it at all, man. Holy crap.
And meanwhile, we've got... How many rooms has Aki cleared since she got into that boss fight? There we go.
At least 4, because now he's in his, which is was Conquest.
Real good.
Oof, that's close. So again, into Womb 2 for KazooieGirl right now. Yes, she is definitely in the lead.
Just a room ahead against a knife.
Yeah, and here comes the catch-up. Here comes the...
Wow, using the roll on that instead of the devil deal.
Yeah, that's tough. Maybe he wanted... I don't know. Maybe he wanted, like, extra health, like, Binky or something.
I would have done that the other way, even. I would have rolled the devil deal and then probably just taken the pony at that point. The crack the sky effect off of that is just damage. It's
Yeah.
huge damage. On top of already doing huge damage, to be fair.
Is there a save file racers are using for BOILeR? Yes, there is. It's geez, where is that located? Thank you. Couldn't remember where it was. It's basically the same thing that Hyphenated did, isn't it?
Wow. Woo. Right to the boss, Kazooie.
Wow, look at this map. If I can bring this up in time, look at KazooieGirl's map in the upper right-hand corner. She just went like boop, 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 boop. It's right there. Jeez Louise. Yeah, you can barely see it because it's cutting off a large, not large portion, but it's cutting off a little bit of the map there, but still, jeez Louise, man. Yeah, flight would be super useful, wouldn't it though? This is what I'm saying, like, that's why I love flight. There's so many rooms where that comes in so handy. By the way, look who found the Mom's Heart fight as well.
And he's in there, and Mom's Heart is gonna die real quick.
This is gonna get interesting.
This is getting rough.
Ooh, he's not actually utilizing the sacrificial dagger. It doesn't matter, as you're noticing.
He didn't need to, because he still was able to get her down first.
Wow. So, who's ahead? Look on the right.
Kazooie. What do we got? Oh my god, I almost said it. You gotta take both.
You have to.
Go all in.
You have to.
At least the brim. Yep.
Do both. Yep, good call. For sure. And you can get another red heart if you desperately want it. She wants it. We're going up to Cathedral on her side. Oh, man.
Pumping the damage.
Oh, man. Here we go. This is gonna get good.
Aki, you might have 2 knives, but she's got 2 brimstones.
Yeah, and they bounce.
Around the room.
That is... I have a Fish song stuck in my head now, and I'm gonna blame you for this. If you don't know Fish, that was a bouncing around the room reference, so yeah, sorry, I know I'm one of those guys from the 90s, but deal with it. God, look at that brimstone. That room she's in would have taken so long without this.
Oh, man. And they each had the little ghost enemy room. I hate those guys.
Yep.
And she gets another one. Nice.
At least this one's smaller, so she gets the bank shot. Oh, wow, she only got 2 out of 3. I'll be damned. I thought she was going to bank shot all of them right there. I spoke too soon. There you go. Wow, that
room's
looks so
just
good.
A big, we want you to waste time kind of room.
Yeah. And that's...
World card?
And an Emperor? Oh my god.
And an Emperor for
I forgot she had that. I forgot she was still holding the Emperor card. Damn.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's going to pour it right into her chest fight.
If she hadn't gotten the brimstone, this would have been a very, very close race still. He needs, he needs an Emperor card to compete right now.
Ooh, or fight his boss fight like he just did. Uh-oh. This is gonna get, he's really gonna have to rush. Yeah, that's the problem. He's gonna have to rush this when he gets to the chest floor still. This is by no means, and she just found hers. Uh-oh. Yeah, Aki's in a little bit of trouble here. He's up to the chest first, but for how long?
But he needs to clear, just empty rooms. Just
he needs,
rooms
he needs basically undefined, and it has to take him straight to the boss, and I don't see it. Just roll. Yeah, Pyromaniac, not the worst thing. I would Judas of Shadow, also cool. These are cool things.
They're cool things, but he can't be taking the time to grab those.
And immediately into a dead-end room. That alone might have sealed this one, depending, but KazooieGirl having no luck taking that last shot here. There we go. There's the last one we needed. She's up to the chest as well. Again, looking to close this out 3-0. Will she even take the items? I say no. I just put it in.
I feel like she has the time to. I think she should.
Yeah, good point. She does have the time.
And just leave.
Well, onk. It could be worse.
But if she dies, she's going to be teleported back to her first room, too.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't really think that's gonna... Again, I don't think it's going to happen. And she's already almost halfway through.
She could probably face tank this one. She could sit there and just fire up brimstones the rest of this fight.
Yeah.
And be done with it.
And again, Aki is having no luck finding anything. He's still trying to clear this room, and it's going to take longer to clear that room than KazooieGirl's going to take to finish the blue baby fight. And just like that...
time.
Wow. Another 3-0. I don't want to say shellacking, because these were closer than a shellacking would have been by all means, but another 3-0 victory for one of our racers here, and KazooieGirl is going to move on into round 2. Congratulations on that one. Very, very well done with that 3-0 victory. And sadly, that's going to knock out Aki. And again, I'm mispronouncing his name. I'm fully aware of this, and I can't even do it correctly, so I call him Axel. Please just bear with that. But nonetheless, please go give the multi-link a visit. Say congratulations to KazooieGirl, and tell Axel, whatever you want to call him, tell him really, really good races nonetheless. He was still in there for all of them. Just, as you saw, he had no luck against what you saw getting built up on KazooieGirl's side. Ow, excuse me. My goodness, excuse me again. So again, very, very well done by both of these two. And man, I got nothing else to really say on that first race other than I wasn't expecting a sweep here. I was expecting this one to go 5, quite honestly. I don't know about you guys.